Greetings, salutations. Welcome to Canucks with Guitars, presented by LPD Pedals, Reno Fin Custom Guitars, Tesi Switch, FU Tone, PTM Guitars, our preferred American retailers, Flipside Music, and of course our preferred Canadian retailers, Ardens Music. I'm Ben, that's Trev, and that's Terry. This is live Q&A combined with the Halloween Hangover. Sure.
Good day, hey?
I don't know. Did that show get that wild later?
I had a pretty good buzz on by the end of the night.
I ate a whole bag of edibles and was up till 3 a.m. watching NASCAR racing. Keith Campbell. All right. Two things. One, yes, holy crap, the end of the race. Holy crap on a cracker. And two, don't text me the winner of the race when I say I haven't watched the race yet. Well, you know, this guy did a great job for the win. No, that's not how you reply to that message. When a guy says he hasn't watched the race, you don't immediately, well, let me fill the fella in. No, I'm going to watch the race because I do a podcast that you tune into each week where I talk about it. But I love Keith's enthusiasm because there's fucking none like it. That's for sure. Who do we have in the chat? You mentioned Christopher Bell. Look at the chat. Anywho's, Joe Hervey's here, Keith Campbell's here, Fred Burfel, John DeShane, Guitar Man 45, who did not make it back in time last night. He was out on tour. Scott Breckaway, who joined us last night as well. LRM Guitars. Who else do we have in here? Randy Crooks. He's recovered from a long birthday weekend. Well, that's good. Nick KB Music. What's up, buddy? We got Presley California Customs.
Nice.
We've got Thomas Santiago. We've got Santiago. We've got Hit Metalworks. He was joining us last night. Sassy Cat. What's happening? Mohogany. Oh, there's all the burps from dinner. Perfect. Oh, that's the burning of the heart. I do not have any antacids. Jim's here. JP Page 2. Sup? Who else do we have here? Paul Leonard Ewing of Stompbox Steels. Martin Lemaire. Zach Thong, who I hope is feeling better, even under the weather. Yeah. Gear Junkie 35. Nice. Yes, but definitely balls to the walls move. If you're not a NASCAR fan, even, just, if you want, you can leave and come back. Just watch the last lap of yesterday's race, is all I'm saying. Video game mode, engaged.
Pretty crazy.
I've been watching racing pretty much my whole life, and I have never, ever, well, I've seen a couple of attempts, but that didn't work. Keith H. Sean Hockey. You know, see, Hip knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I decided after I got off the call last night, we hung out on here till almost, well, it was about midnight. That's right. And then I decided, let's watch a NASCAR race at midnight.
Sure.
I was nodding off almost towards the end. I thought, well, I can always just watch the end of it in the morning. And then I saw it, and then I was like, holy crap, that happened. And then I was wired. Hey, Ben, who's giving out candy? No kids at the door? No. It's a pretty rural area. Only kids that live on the road are like toddlers just over there. Like one's 2, and the other are like, other twins are, a month and a half. So they're not doing a lot of trick-or-treating. They're like, got any pacifiers? No. I have some applesauce. They're like, score! Applesauce!
Digestive cookies.
Paul McNair. I like digestive cookies. I still like digestive cookies. Throw candy out to the truckers. Yep.
That reminds me of those few skits where it's like they do that. They got, you get anything good? No, but I went to this place and they gave us this shitty stuff. And you open the bag and it's like weird things like a Band-Aid and toothpaste.
I liked. I used to go to this one neighborhood because I knew part of it had, they had the big houses. And the owners of the local dairy lived there. They had crates of 250 ml chocolate milks they'd hand out. I was like, that's awesome. Of course, you had to drink it pretty quick. Well, then depending on how cold it was outside. If it was a crisp, You can leave it in the bag and you're okay. If you're okay, being mild, you might want to drink it. You can do that in there.
Michael Krause.
Nice. A tire bag. Nice. I was out grocery shopping and I thought about it, but I'm like, you know what? Malls will just wait till tomorrow and save on the price of the individual candy wrappers. And again, they've had it out since Labor Day, so I don't know. What the hell?
I intend to hit the store in the morning and try and scoop some half price leftovers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people that handed out fruit, you remember those houses to never return to again.
Well, there was always that one house that gave out the full-size chocolate bar, so, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you hit that one.
Yep. Twice.
Right? Switch masks.
Yeah. No, that was my brother. Awesome. So it's good to see everyone survived last night, including ourselves. We got 31 people in so far. I thought I had some news, but I don't. Give out broccoli. You know, I would kind of expect that in BC. Yeah.
Caramel apple broccoli.
It's like the first time I was offered a cup of coffee in California, Trev. They said, "What are you taking?" I said, "Double." You know, I'm Canadian. We don't have sugar in this house. And I went, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Do you even have like brown sugar for baking?" They're like, "No, we don't keep sugar in the house." I'm like, California. God damn it. No sugar in the house. How can you survive with no sugar in the house? Martin Lemaire, new member. I'll drink
Especially
to that.
for your coffee.
You dip into your Bailey stash for the airplane.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah. Welcome, man.
Road manager, too. Dang, he went top level. Dang,
Nice.
Thank you, sir. All the way.
Maybe catch you in the next Zoom hang.
Yeah. When are we doing? Well, Charles isn't here to coordinate that. I'll say plausibly, or possibly, or both, this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern will be the next Zoom hang for members and patrons on Patreon, or from Patreon, because we don't host it on Patreon. I post the link on Patreon so the patrons can actually join.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, why don't we shout out the patrons? Because they don't have toques next to them in the chat. Well, some of them do. And some of them don't. Up to date. All right. Where's that link? There's the link. Link's down in the description below, or you can look at that and figure it out. I want to shout out, reverse order even, Charles75N, because he's not here to defend himself. Unfucking believable. He's not here to defend himself. Charles Green, he's working. Gear Junkie 35, Symmetry, that guy. Grumpy Mike Guitar, Jeff K, Brother Bent Tom, John ZD351, who we saw last night. It's not easy for him to make them all the time, too, because he's in Australia. Like, I remember he jumped on one, I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's 4 in the morning. Let's see. You're a trooper, dude. Ferd Burfel, Other Left, Paul McNary, Keith H, Blackjack Guitar, Fruitcake Tony, Mohogany, Randy Crooks, the birthday boy, Doug Strong. I'm going to start calling him Cousin Doug Strong. No, that'll be I can't have 2 Cousin Dougs. They even live kind of near each other.
Oh,
Cousin
God.
Todd Flowers, speaking of cousins. Guitar Man 45, who's not here at the moment. Oh, he might be back. T. Ricky and LRM Guitars. Awesome. Hey, there's Ben Tom in the chat. And Doug Santana. Oh, damn it, I'm too sober. Santana. Doug's here. BC Rich 581. That's awesome. Santanelio, I think. Joe Hervey's doctor has him on antibiotics. I think that says more about the company you keep, Joe. Wow, you lost 23 pounds. I hope by choice, not like Bent Tom way.
Yeah.
Although if you're still, if your weight still starts with a 2, that's okay. You can afford it. Just want to keep it in the triple digits. You don't want to dip into the double digits for weight, unless we're talking kilograms or stones. God knows how that is, but stones aren't light. Terry's like, some stones are light. No, Terry, those are pebbles. Those aren't stones. They're pebbles.
Rocks.
Santaniello. Santaniello. I'll try, Doug. You know I try. He knows. Oh, I read that way different. I read Tom with KY and tricks. I'm like, I don't. Too much info, Tom. Way too much. I hope Cayenne had a great time trick-or-treating. Yeah, the stones, like in-house concert? No. Or kidney stones? They suck. Had one once. That hurt. Oh, perfect. Well, you know, I did the scatterbomb effect. Just pronounce a guy's name 4 different ways. You hope it's, you know, one of them. BC Rich reports in he played a bass today with fan frets, and slanted set of pickups. So not my thing. Nope. I agree. They're weird. Awesome. So what else we got going on? Anybody get anything cool in the last little while? Well, I guess since last night, because we asked that question last night.
No, but I will interject late that, yeah, everybody's costumes that they had last night on the show was pretty awesome.
Good, clean fun.
Yep. 'Twas fun. 'Twas a good time. I'm going to personally say I think Michael B. could rock that look all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like, my guess I was actually thinking he was
What's up, D-Mac?
Les Claypool from Primus. And he was doing the Wyona's Big Brown, or Wyona's Brown Beaver video thing.
Apparently, D-Mac snagged himself a LPD 68. Couldn't be happier. That's good to hear.
Nice.
Presley's currently making a bone nut. That's something I've never done. Nor do I ever want to attempt. But kudos to those who can do it. I probably... Yeah, if I had the right tools. I can't just sit there with like some guy that does it with one file and and then we'll just make this width and this. No, he was Lemmy. You were right, Ben Tom.
Yeah.
Or as cousin Doug said last night, am I looking at Ben twice? Which I don't know. I don't have a copy of that photo, so I can't post it.
Thought I seen a photo of you looking similarly.
Oh, there's yeah. No, there is a photo. I don't know. I'll look for it in a minute. All right. So Keith's talking about Adam handing him something at EVH Con Sunday. I assume that's Adam Reaver from FU Tone. So I got to scroll back. Found out I won a big brass block. That would definitely be from Adam at FU Tone.
Oh, nice.
Nice. For the Black Betty. Nice. All right, what was I doing? Oh, I was going to look up that photo. Photos. So if I go... Let's go to Doug's profile, because he probably posted it to be a jerk. I assume. All right, so photos. Albums. When was that? Charlotte 2016. Yes. Well, there's a photo of me in Ken Schrader's shop. Scrolling.
Tom.
Well, there we are then. All right, there's Richard Childress Museum. I don't know if he actually. I don't think he actually posted the photo. Let's see, well, that's all the way up to the dirt track.
Joe Hervey saying something while you're looking.
Go for it. I'm listening.
It says, some time ago you pulled up on stream an Ibanez Geo 22 1PA. Well, I'm gonna get it. $279 US. Sweetwater just sold out. I guess he's saying Music Center and Guitar Center still have them Thursday. Can I order it?
Huh. I have no idea on that.
That's perfectly up to you, Joe. You don't really need to have us tell.
Go for it. That's what I say. All right, so that's not in there. And I guess he didn't post it. All right, that's fine. Anybody new in here? No. Oh, Cushman is, and he's lurking.
Hey,
That's why I didn't notice him. Doug Strong is expecting costumes. That was last night, Doug. Where were you last night? You were probably hanging out with your family, like some responsible person. Josh Tamberg. So he was here last night. See, he's back tonight. Just saying.
Tom said he's found.
I found some more early to mid 70s Marshall, not Marital, but Marshall, 4x12 cabinets today. They're all on the West Coast. That's where most of them end up. Found a 76 with black backs as well, but it's in Wisconsin. That's, again, nowhere near you. Yo! Unfucking believable.
Hey, unbelievable.
The legend himself.
Yeah, John Deshane was just saying there near the beginning in the chat about that he said he found out through Mr. Amp Maker there that
Dave
the Friedman that actually the vintage 30s aren't actually 30 watts. They're like double or something like that. They're 60s or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know much about that. I don't even know what kind of speakers are in my amps. I think that has a Celestian, and then the Fender has whatever the Fender came with. Josh Tamberg asks, 50s wiring on Les Paul, worth the hype?
Yeah. It depends.
I don't know. I have to try it.
Overzealous.
I don't know if I played a one with 50s wiring versus like I don't know. I'd have to try it. I don't know.
It just switches up most.
I don't like modern wiring on a Les Paul, where if you put the pickup selector in the middle position and I turn down one volume all the way, it kills all signal. No. If it's in the middle, they should be two independent volumes of each other. So you can blend the two pickups. If that's 50s wiring, then yes, worth it. If that's not the 50s wiring, then I don't know. Does anybody know what 50s wiring is? And if so, do you want the link to jump on to tell us? We have an expert in the room.
Sounds like a job for Martin from...
Yeah, where's Martin? Is Martin awake? He's probably talking to Charles. Correct. All right, well, the man who originally asked the question is apparently answering the question. He was correct, and I believe that's 50s wiring. Then, yes. Hands down. Tom's talk about all the speakers in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. He's going to buy all the speakers. Oh, Patrick Treitz is here.
Including those Village 30s.
LRM's reporting in, came up on the waiting list for the Fractal FM9, now on the fence because the Canadian dollar sucks. It's pretty weak, I know. I got my StreamYard bill coming up in next month, and I am not looking forward. I'm like, come on, Canadian dollar, rally a bit, because I gotta pay out $240 US, so I'd rather pay closer to $240 Canadian than $340 Canadian.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're sitting at 73 cents today.
Nice. Josh is. Oh, you're doing the work yourself too. Oh, even better. Keith Campbell sent a video. All right, Keith, is this a video on you explaining the wiring, or is this just you in your Halloween costume still? I don't know. It's him in a Halloween costume.
Scott
Right.
Brockway says 50 wiring is the tone cap in the middle lug of the volume pot and not the input lug. You don't need a treble bleed with it.
Oh, excuse me. What's up, Charles? I didn't throw you under the bus too much. Charles!
Charles.
Charles!
Charles, my friend. My friend Charles. Charles, my friend. What's a fella got for plans on Saturday? Tentatively. Electrical engineering tech, first degree I got. Well, Josh, want to swing on over and do some wiring over here too? Feel free. God knows, I could use it. Is Charles free to do a Zoom hang at the usual Saturday time and place? That's the question. And if Trev has to take over hosting that one, that tells us we had a really long one. Woo.
Just kicking around.
No, it wouldn't be that long because I wouldn't want to miss Steve or eat dinner for that matter.
Right?
Keith Campbell. Oh, God.
Low and blue. Martin Lemaire bought an expensive guitar pedal months ago and still don't like it. Trying hard to bond with it. I get it.
That happens.
Yeah, no, I wonder how often that happens with a high-end pedal versus a low-end pedal.
Oh, a low end pedal goes right back in the box and up on the Kijiji immediately. Sounds good. Charles will go. So, if you're a channel member or a patron, keep an eye out on the Patreon feed this week.
Notification.
Also, I'll hold off on my, because I should have shot it today and forgot because tomorrow's the 1st. So it won't be out first thing tomorrow. The monthly update for the patrons and members, which comes out on the community tab for the members and on the patron tab on the patrons. I will wait and hear from Charles, and then I'll incorporate that. You know why, Trev? Because then it gives me something to talk about for once. There we are.
Perfect.
So, Patrick says, if the pedal sucks, it will always suck. You know what? I'm going to have to kind of agree on that, because never once have I'm like, hey, you know what, Trev? I'm going to revisit a pedal that I didn't really bond with the first place. Guess what? Chances are, now there's pedals I used to bond with and no longer bond with, but rarely have I ever disliked a pedal and then came around on it.
Now, would you find, though, different pedals with different guitars and the different amplifiers, maybe you just haven't hit the right combination yet? Or is it, I guess it depends on the type of pedal, right?
I would say possibly, because if I think I hear something, like if it's in the ballpark, that's when I start swapping guitars, swapping amps. But if it's something you plug in, you're like, nope, I don't care for what that does,
right.
Then, yeah. If you don't like it now, I would just sell it personally, Tom says. Doug Strong says, too many pedals to come back to one. Oh, that's true. Sometimes a pedal needs a certain type of amp. True. Michael Krause. It's the last day of October. What are you buying the girls for Christmas? Good question. Yes, because all Super Chats were going towards the girls for Christmas. Maybe some for Amanda. Maybe not. Don't know yet. What I do is once we got the total, which is I think it'll be around 300, 400, because I got a couple PayPals sent in as well to go along with that. Buy them a barbecue. I like that.
Hey, it would be a family thing.
That's a good question. Usually what I do is I have Kenzie, who's in grade 9, talk to her younger sister, and that way it doesn't seem so obvious, because as a sister, you're just like, so, what are you thinking on for Christmas, or anything you're interested, she was subtle about it, is what I'm saying. So then she texts me the results. I'm like, Amazon links are great. I'm like, perfect, and last year we had quite the haul for them, as I recall, including, I went out on a limb and bought clothing, and apparently I even did right. Like,
there you go.
Kenzie liked it. Yeah, like she wanted, I got her like a scarf. That was a surprise, but it was like, and for an adult woman as opposed to a kid's scarf, a little bit more fashionable, which as an 8th grader, she's like, hell yeah. And I was just like, holy crap, I did good. And my sister's like, that's really nice. And I went, really? I am not knowing. I thought it looked nice, but what do I know? I wear black t-shirts and jeans every day. So I don't know. I see a lot of numbers in the chats. What are the numbers referring to?
Tom posted a little poll with his monthly member hoo-ha.
Oh.
Asking people how many pedals you have that you... What did he say? Yeah. Let's take a poll of the chat and ask how many guitar pedals I've bought that I still have yet to play. It's a pretty embarrassing.
Oh. Tom probably has 16.
Hey.
What's up, Eddie?
7. I'm going to say 7. Yeah, John's just counting up.
Are we supposed to be adding them all up, John?
Oh, yes, this is true. This is true.
Bo made it back.
Okay. Well, no, I got production work.
Correspondence.
Blackjack guitar. What's up, buddy? Production work, so which to talk about off air. Guitar Man 45 is back and completely confused by the chat. So apparently Tom still hasn't tried the Halo that he bought some time back. And I saw, that's right, Josh put in an order with Tesi Switch last night. And you know what? I'm going to say supplies may still be lasting. So if you want to put it, if you missed out last night and you're tuning in tonight, like I'm looking at you, Doug Strong. Mm-hmm. Someone I know that missed last night and is here tonight. Put in an order with Tesi Switch. Use coupon code Canucks, save 15%, and you get thrown in a free headstock tuner by Joyo.
So Halloween special.
Mazel.
The top.
Yeah. So Josh took advantage of that. Not only did he, apparently he got a pickup, he also got a tuner to check the tuning with the strings vibrating above the pickup. Yes, not a free D tuna, a free tuna. A free can of tuna.
Starkiss, the chicken of the sea.
I think we had concluded that you can't have too many of those little headstock clips.
They're like capos as far as I'm concerned. You can't have too many because capos are great because you use them for clamping stuff up. Like when I ran the Christmas lights one year, it was capos. Hold them up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just a clamp. I want to get onto like a speaker cab, because they always got the carpet inlaid in, so you got a corner to snag on. That's all you need.
Yep.
Keith Campbell doesn't even own a capo. Keith, all right, I'm just going to say it once for Keith's benefit. Because he's a Van Halen nut. All Van Halen nuts should own a capo. Because then you just throw it on your third fret of your guitar and you can play little guitars anytime you want. Bent Tom has never owned a capo in his life, and now we are just a little bit less friends, Tom. Buy a capo for me, Tom, please.
I have one. It's in the toolbox for setups.
Well, see, first of all, for setups to check neck relief, you need a capo. 2, move around. Eddie Faye, hello, welcome. Different keys. Like I grew up where guys were all over with the capos, you know, the folkies and the stuff, right, Trev? You know, singer-songwriters. They're always capoing on stuff.
Right. All the campfire action.
Yeah. I use one quite a bit in Smile Harder, just as keys changed over time and stuff. And T-Mac, I own capos in different towns. I love it. Hey, Surfer B. Guitar Man 45, the only time he ever used one was for Hotel California. Well, see, right there.
Good enough reason to have one.
Yeah. I don't recall seeing Roy Clark capo anything. Could be wrong. I believe he would capo his banjo on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Because that's how you change keys on a banjo, right? Because it's so much open.
Comedian Steve Martin did a little thing on Twitter today where he's playing his banjo in a penguin outfit. Pretty killer banjo player.
Oh, he has been for decades too. Like, and he had a pretty kind of serious bluegrass band for a while. Here Comes the Sun. Capo. Yeah. Let's name famous songs with capos.
Beato just did one in the last couple of weeks. I think it was the first time I've seen Beato use a capo.
Use to capo the mandolin, Mahogany says.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of those folky type songs from back in the day. They definitely use capos.
Well, it's good because it really brings out the cage system, Terry. Like, okay, you know, like capo, let's say the 4th fret, but still play the song in the same key you were originally playing it in. You know, so you're going to have to play completely different chords, in theory, to keep it the same. So you get different voicings, chord voicings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Midnight Rambler, yep. Tumbling Dice, 4th fret capo, yep. John Shane capos his violin just because he can. Tom Petty uses capos on a violin. Because again, it's as much about, especially with finger picking, chord shape means a lot when finger picking. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Marr used capos all the time in Smith songs. Ed never used a capo. I'm getting a little guitar instead. Well, I'm just saying, Keith, a capo's cheaper than a little guitar.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
A banjo with Floyd Rose. Actually, wasn't there something like that once?
I don't know how you would do that since it's like a drum head that the bridge rests on. You wouldn't be able to do it. Did the Ramones use a capo? No. But the Ramones used the cage system all the time. What's up, Jeff Ripplinger? Used extensively in flamenco music too, I bet. Again, it's all about the finger picking. Ben Tom would love to have a little guitar version of a Wolfgang guitar. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to mention it. No, I didn't, because I wasn't around. And I told Trev off air on Tuesday. Oh, did I see something cool at the Pawn 'em Up shop last week, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
It was about this big, we'll say. Wait, you can't see on camera. So not big.
Mm-hmm.
Epiphone, Firebird-shaped mandolin.
Oh, one of those. Wow.
Yeah.
That would
Almost snagged on it till I asked them how much they wanted for it. And then I'm like, nope. I am not investing that much money for something that's just a conversation piece. What's up, Grasshopper?
So I was just going to say there's a lot of those things like that you see and you're like, oh, that's it, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, the reality of what the price of it is. And it's like...
Well, and I thought it was ridiculous because I think they were asking $600, but yeah, they're going for like $600 US. So it's a good deal, $600 Canadian. But
yeah.
do I want to tie up $600 into something that's literally, oh, there it is. What's that? It's this. That's cool. I know. You ever use it? No.
It's cool though.
No, because one, I don't know how to play a mandolin. Two, I've owned a mandolin and still don't know how to play a mandolin. I know you tune it like a fiddle, which is more or less upside down. I got it because I wanted to play all the mandolin parts on Led Zeppelin songs, then realized it was a dulcimer. Don't need the mandolin then. So, yeah. Other than that, they had expensive. I don't, it's pretty bad when like all used Boss pedals are $200. No,
Wow.
I'm like, I have a hard time spending $200 on a new Boss pedal, let alone a used one. Am I getting old and cheap? Nope, I just stayed the same. I'm locked into prices at least 10 years ago. You could use a mandolin song for Rod Stewart songs. Yes, you could. What's up, Jim? Welcome back. Blitzkrieg Bop is 3 chords until you go to the key change. Or no. No, that was I Want to Be Sedated has the key change. Blitzkrieg Bop, I don't think has a key change. Does it? No. Just 3 chords. Well. It is a dyad. And what are power chords, Scott Brockway? A cage system.
Tesi Switch. Oh, it's water.
Losing My Religion. Oh man, I heard that song entirely too much when that came out. Had the album. So I also heard the song.
I got quite overplayed a lot, I agree.
What's the strain? We're finishing up the what's this? Oh no, we're not finishing up. Right, we just broke into this last night. JMO. I don't know. It's got a check mark, so I guess it's verified. I guess no, actually, I just meant it was cured already. Got 3 other kinds curing in the workshop. Haven't worked on the guitar. Got a workbench full of pot. Kind of like it. Well, not full. Just say no to REM. No. There's some REM songs I like.
JMO, also known as garlic jelly, is an indica-dominant hybrid known for its heady and hazy high. It's a cross of garlic mushroom onion cookies.
Maybe that's why I'm burping so much.
And jelly breath. The buds of JMO are light green, spade-shaped, and dripping in gold crystal trichromes.
Yep, Eddie, it's for my pizza.
That's a someone nicer.
Yeah, it's just some oregano.
Onion. Who
That's
wants
a
to
nice
smoke that?
oregano.
I just put it in the pepper grinder. It does explain a lot, doesn't it, Charles? Doug Strong, there it is. I'm all over REM, the right kind of pretentious. That's funny.
Blackjack guitar keeps the vampires away.
Yep. Well, Halloween and all. You got the garlic infused. Oh. My hip is cramping up. Oh, this hurts. This is not good. I'm going to have to get up and stretch it out in a moment. Anybody want to see a guitar so I can get up and move around for a minute?
Yep.
Any requests? Anything new going on? Which one's up for a restring next? I got 2 packs of strings to use up. There's still 1 pack of boomers on the rack, and I'm just afraid to even touch them. I don't know if it's a full pack or not. I think they're just gonna stay there for load bearing purposes only.
Well, you don't want to touch the boomers. We're all grumpy.
Yeah. So you got to You got to use boomers if you play dad rock, right? Isn't that like a rule?
I was gonna say I thought I heard that.
Play your boomer strings for your boomer songs. Have I played my Kramer today? No, I was playing, actually, while these guys jumped on, I was playing my 67 today, actually.
Oh, nice.
And it sounded great. Yeah, I was debating if it needed new strings or not.
Yep.
Oh, that's thick, Joe. That's thick. But then again, you play low, so that'll work. Yeah. And you got younger hands. All right. So what am I showing off? A Kramer? Which Kramer? They want to see the Charles creation. Oh, there we go. Stretch it out, Ben. Stretch it. Oh, yeah. There we go. Right, Eddie? That was great. There it is. For a second, I'm like, it's got double cream? Nope, just a reflection.
It's a double in a guitar.
Mm-hmm. We'll get that put on soon. That's one day, it's snowing outside in the winter, Trav, and you spend a day just playing.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank Charles. He did the design work and the finish work and the buff work. All I'm doing is adding fingerprints on it now. Wait until Green Day is considered dad rock. Well, I hate to break it to you, Scott, but they did break out basically 30 years ago, so they've been dad rock for a while now. What's up, Michael B? Great hanging with you last night.
Yeah, Michael.
It's resonant.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, that really sounds awesome like that.
Junk food dispense, schools are home. Yes.
Nice.
There you go, Josh. Like, I'm a dad and have a kid. Dad rock. Yep. Well, that would be like, all right, so if you have a kid when you're 20, what you're listening to at that time, does that instantly become dad rock because you're a dad?
No, that's funny. Tom
All the
saying
stuff I've listened to for 20 years.
Sounds good, unbelievable. Sounds good. I got to raise it on up. It's a little, it's a little way. Needs to be tweaked. Needs another pickup. No, see, Ferd, this is the single pickup slinger, right? Yeah, right, Charles? Well, I was thinking about inviting him on this coming Sunday. Maybe we could just have this sitting there or something. Just saying. Now, also, oofta. I was playing on this a bunch the other day, and the reason being is, been watching a lot of RJ's fantasy down the 80s route, and he's got that Tyler that I can't afford. But one of the cool things, because he breaks down all the 80s tones, and one of the things was using all three pickups. And I'm looking at the Stratocaster-shaped objects I got, Terry, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, but wait. All three pickups are on. Yeah, it's a thing, and that's a sound, especially when you use big, spatial choruses, delays, and reverbs. Oh my! And
oh man,
I think this thing might be due for a string change. It's been a year. XTs though. Well, it's had XTs on it for the last couple of years. That's what I'll use on it for that reason. For the amount that I play it, all the Kramers tonight, Tom. The Luke tone, right? All the pickups. All the pickups. So I gotta tighten that up a bit. That's just the bar inside the trem itself. That's not hitting the trem stop. That Kramer is definitely meant for a chorus pedal. Oh, Keith, like you turn off the humbucker, these single coils are so stratty sounding. That's why I didn't need to buy any more strats because it's this does a lot. It covers a lot of ground and does it very, very, very well. Eddie, I used to. I'm hoping to again soon. The Monday night show I would play, but it's best when set up solo so you don't get echoes and compression and stuff. But I don't have the bandwidth to do it. Oh. But I would like to again soon and then play the hopscotch game involving copyright. Can I play a song well enough that you guys recognize it, but not well enough that I get copy snagged on it? It's like, I don't know. It's just one of the... Are you playing this song? Is that the song you're hearing? Then yes. Joe misses the afternoon shows. That's been a few years since I've done afternoon shows. I'd like to do it again. Yeah. Again, bandwidth. Once I have decent bandwidth, then I can play anytime. That's been on my Christmas wish list since day one, Keith.
Yeah?
Yep. Pretty much, Eddie. Yes, I'm hoping to get some D'Addario stuff in and restring a bunch of these with some D'Addarios.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I'm holding off on restringing the 67 because I'd like to throw some XSs on it or XTs or... Again, for the amount that I play that guitar, because it is a rock machine. Oh my God, that bridge pickup just... Well, you heard it a bit, Trev. Like, I don't know how bad it was compressing, but for a single coil pickup, and I wasn't even using any of my Marshalls in boxes. That was just stacking, well, the Embers into the Dutchman into the 55. So, that's plenty of gain in many ways. Ooh, grasshopper ass. Ben, yes. All right, what are your top 5 new rock bands of 2022? I don't know. Did 5 rock bands come out in 2022? And Doug, you're supposed to send that photo so we can show it off. That photo of me dressed up like Michael B.
That's a tough question because even if you discover a new band, it turns out they've been together for 10 years, right?
Yeah, Joe Hervey on that. He says, you like code strings? I only like the XTs and XSs. Yeah, and then you left. You said you had to go drive slow, turn right. What's up, fruitcake? I don't know if there's been... I'm trying to remember the last time I listened to the radio. Because that's the only place I'd be exposed to new music. And... Yeah, okay. It was a trick question. I was like, damn, I don't know. Well... Stand Stills have a new album out this year. I like them. I still consider them new. They haven't really broken that big yet. What?
Star Zero? Does Star Zero count?
Star Zero?
Yeah, Star Zero
sure.
would count, sure.
Let's go Star
Looking
Zero.
forward to that release.
Yep.
It was TJ's birthday yesterday.
It was. Yes, it was.
Some
Top 5 from the 90s.
No, Pantera's there for sure.
Assuming that both Soundgarden and Alice in Chains actually formed in the 90s and not in the 80s. Actually, I think Alice in Chains actually formed in the 80s.
So Soundgarden.
And I think Soundgarden as well. Pearl Jam, however, did form in the 90s because coming off Mother Love Bone, which formed in the 80s. So technically Pearl Jam in the 90s. So I'll go with Pearl Jam.
Some incarnation.
Cannot say Pantera. They formed in the 80s. Assuming Stone Temple Pilots are 90s, we'll go with... You know what? Velvet Revolver.
Yeah.
we know is a 90s band. We'll throw them on the list. I dug Velvet Revolver. Not Silverchair for me. But FSTP, we'll say STP too. Stereophonics, wow, that's a band I haven't heard in ages. That's awesome, though. Thank you for bringing that up, Eddie. Does Temple of Dog count as a band? Because that was kind of the one-off of Chris Cornell basically wrote all the music. And I think he played a lot of the stuff, but that was kind of a meld for one-off thing, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, though, when a lot of people heard that group, wanted it to not be a one-off thing, though.
Was the Black Crows formed in the 90s? Because I was really into Black Crows.
I would think so.
I'm going to go with Black Crows. Because I'm thinking their first album hit in like 92. Yeah, because they weren't together long when their album came out. It was really quick. So yes, they would be a 90s band. Rage Against the Machine, I like that idea.
Oh. American Crows are Black Crows are an American rock band formed in Atlanta, Georgia in 1984.
Bullshit. What? Because the two Robinson brothers were playing together in their bedrooms, in high school? It counts as, you know what I mean? That's what that is.
Foo Fighters was 94.
Yeah, we'll definitely go with the
Pilot
Foo.
was 89. Rage Against the Machine was 91.
Yeah.
Everclear, 92. Incubus. Tool.
Never got into Incubus or Tool.
Korn.
Never got into Korn.
Third Eye Blind.
Never got into Third Eye Blind. Never got into System of a Down. Never got into 311.
Garbage, I like.
Never really got into Weezer.
Bush. Counting Crows.
Yeah,
Bush X?
Bush X.
Oh, there's the photo. The photo has arrived. So this would be us at the Richard Petty gift shop area of the Richard Petty race team.
Right
Me
on.
wearing one of Richard Petty's hats. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I pretty much finished my list. Oh, Canadian band Rusty. Because they're still one of my favorite bands, period. Fruitcake Tony likes Dirty Honey. I think Audio Slave was the 2000s. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered most of Terry. Because a lot of the other bands that broke in the 90s actually, like, say, formed in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dinosaur Jr. really broke through in the 90s. But by the time their first big album, Jay had already fired Lou and Murph. And it was other people in the band by then, So. Rock, I don't know if it so much died, Scott, in the 90s. It fractured into several new ways. Like, we had that pop rock of that, Three Doors Down, polished kind, and then we had the grunge thing, and we had the ska thing. Ska was. We're like, no, I dealt with that in the 80s. Oh, that's already. I'm good. I never got into Oasis. I was like, I just remember listening to them. I was like, wow, can you guys sound any more like the Beatles? Like, you're really trying to sound like the Beatles. Same chord progressions, same instruments. Dinosaur Jr. formed in the 80s. Yeah. I think the first album was like 85. What about female-led bands? Sheryl Crow. Love Sheryl Crow. Love Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
Female-led / fronted band. Well, of course, Joan Jett, Heart. Bangles. I always like the Bangles. The Go-Go's. That's female bands as much as just female fronted. Pat Benatar. She had some great hits.
Yeah. From the 90s, Eddie Faye was saying. He mentioned the band that did for being female, wanting to know about female-led bands from the 90s in their debut.
Pretenders. Yeah. No doubt. Sure. Alanis
Garbage.
Morissette.
No,
You know, as much as I dislike Jagged Little Pill when it hit, Trev, because my God, we heard it so much because it was on all the pop stations, all the rock stations. It was on all the stations.
yeah.
But then the more I realized, I was like, you know what? It could be worse stuff on the air because that did spawn a wave of female artists, you know, that came out, which was great. And I was like, you know, we had a lot of female piano and guitar players in the night, especially Canadians. That just like that was that. Like I swear, half of Lilith Fair was Canadian or more. You know, because we had the Sarah McLachlan, Alanis Morissette, Chantal Kreviacek, Sarah Harmer, Jan Arden, sure, Sass Jordan. She was more rock. Speaking of rock, fronted rock, Sass Jordan. I always consider her our Melissa Etheridge in many ways. Sass Jordan kicked ass.
Throwing back.
But yeah,
in Toronto.
Jagged Little Pill was huge, you know, and good on her for getting that done because she kind of already had her chance with the pop thing initially, you know, like she was that another Tiffany / Debbie Gibson, that quasi kid, not, you know. So yeah. What was that we're talking about? Female fronted, I guess? I don't know. And Elena's still out there kicking ass.
Yeah, Amanda Marshall. That's another one.
Yep. Taylor Hawkins was her drummer originally. Yep. Michelle Branch. We got some involvement with Michelle Branch. Half her band, when she broke with that first album / single, half her band was from this area. I don't know where she's from necessarily. Like, I know she's Canadian, but I don't think she was local. But I don't know. The guitar player, drummer, and possibly bass player too were all from here. Because I remember that I started hanging out at the music store at that time, and Dad was still hanging out at the music store, and it's like all these people have. I'm like, how, Trev? Like, you know, you're in a small town. I'm like, how do I know of this many people headed to Nashville? You know,
yeah.
But then fast forward till, let's say, even 10 years ago, 10 to 14 years ago, my buddy Rob, I don't even know if he's playing anymore. He plays when he decides to, and he was an amazing player even in high school. Like he got in check and pay. He was one of the few guys that was in the country before Garth Brooks, because Garth Brooks was the milestone for kind of our generation. For a lot of people got into country because of Garth Brooks. Whatever, you know.
True. That's
another day's rant. But Rob was always like, he was in chicken picking and stuff, right? And he loved Vince Gill. Great, you know, great. Sure, you know, you're into Vince Gill, right on. And either he himself or he and a buddy, they used to go down to Nashville just to do songwriting, which I didn't realize. You can go down to songwriting publishing houses down there, and you can book songwriting sessions, essentially. And you sit with in-house writers, whatever. And, you know, he wrote some stuff down there, and I think he ended up actually doing some songwriting with Vince Gill, like, after several visits and stuff. And I was just like, well, that's just awesome. Like, how can there be anything better as a picker getting to sit down with one of your heroes and not only get to meet them, but get to play with them and write a song together? There's nothing. I can't think of anything better than writing a song with one of your heroes.
Yeah. Okay.
That Chris Gaines thing was just weird, Keith. I don't know what the hell was going on there. That was just weird. Scott Brockway, you would be Waylon and Jerry Reed. There you go. That's all you need right there. Whew. It's a lot of talent in both songwriting and playing ability. Waylon's a pretty good player when he wanted to be, but Jerry Reed, my God. What do you want to do? The Chet Atkins school of thumb picking? Just full-blown chicken picking? You know, do you want him to shred a bit? Because he can do that too, you know. It was funny thinking of Jerry Reed. One of the last times I saw my buddy Rob, who was chicken picking, we stopped in a place was called Picker's Paradise. Okay, and in Colburn, population 1,200 or so, they actually have a kind of a town square set up, like you would see more in America. But for some reason, they actually have a little town square, which is odd. And off the town square, one of these converted little one-unit store was a little music store called Picker's Paradise. And I used to like going in there because you find all kinds of cool shit in there. And Rob was in there picking on a flat top, checking it out, you know, that buddy had just done some work on. And the owner's, you know, play me something. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. Immediately, I perk up. He says, what do you want me to do? He goes, play one of those Jerry Reed runs that's all backwards and fucked up. Okay. And it is, because what you would normally want to do for a run, like a it's like you're ascending, but you'd play descending triplets while ascending, you know, so it's like, you know, so like, whatever. It just doesn't make sense, you know, because that's Jerry Reed, right? You'd be like, well, how do we take something and just see you, Joe? Have a good night, buddy. But yeah, those Jerry Reed runs, and I just start, oh wow, and you know, buddy's with me, and he's all a rockhead, and he's like, what's going on here? I'm like, you're not going to hear better picking anytime soon. I'll tell you that much. I'm like, this guy, and he heard it, he's like, just, you know, sitting there playing on like a Martin D18. And just shredding, you know, just shred. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's, you know, see, you know, I can't do that. I need all the toys to compensate for the lack of talent, you know. Not him. Not him. Tony says country was a way for us to escape grunge at the time. Well, was it though? Because it's not like there was a whole lot of chicken picking going on. You know, like when grunge hit, we also had like fucking Garth Brooks. You had fucking Jackson there with his Chattahoochee. You know, sing on down Chattahoochee, all that crap. Which, you know, Brooks and Dunn. It was a very kind of corporate-y period of time, which they were leaning heavy on the Southern rock sound. Like Brooks and Dunn, they were leaning heavy on the Southern rock side of things. That's for sure. How do we get more famous? Let's put Dale Earnhardt in a music video. All right, let's do it. Sure.
I think Shania was getting a lot of traction around that time too, right?
That was more mid to late 90s. Yeah, that's when Mutt decided to go to Nashville and record an album for his wife. Travis Tritt was part of that. Yeah, Clint Black. I remember I was watching Nashville Now like every night. I thought I was well immersed just because we didn't watch the evening news, and Dad watched that. So I'm like, all right. So yeah, I saw all those people breaking. Saw the change, and then the final step was the Billy Ray Cyrus. And then we were like, oh my god. But then there was the second wave, which was the Keith Urbans and Brad Paisleys, who were players. We got back into the players. Not, here you go, Terry. Here's the song that this guy wrote for you, and you're going to play with this band and just sing and look pretty, okay? That's all you need to do. Just, you know, and don't get arrested. Right. You know, be prim, proper, you know, vanilla. We want vanilla. Steve Earle had some awesome songs. I was a big Steve Earle fan. And he spent a lot of time in Canada, too. Possibly for legal reasons. I just remember he spent a lot of time like interviewing on Much Music and stuff, and like he had mentioned his tour, and you're expecting here, like Toronto, Ottawa, Winnipeg, Montreal, and he's like, I'm playing London, Waterloo, Toronto, Ajax. I'm like, holy fuck, you're touring Ontario. Oh, so you're spending some time here.
Yeah, I would definitely say for sure a lot of people would be like going, Ajax? What the hell major city is that?
Yep. Do we have my niece hurt here on a Monday? What's going on? How did that work out? How do those stars line? I want to say Steve Earle lived down around London for a while, Ontario. Me, Stealth Parrot, where's he? We need him in the chat. He's from down that way. He might know. No, I'm trying to think. Anything else? Anything else we need to cover? Oh! Our tech discussion. See, I got props.
Nice.
Which is, I find something I remember to actually bring it in here for once. So we did the Mariposa stuff for Amanda last night. Oh yeah, I've been talking about, for reading on resistors, Trev.
Mm-hmm.
Your Radio Shack resistor reader code. So dial in, the flavors. Oh, I got a blue, black, brown. And that tells you it's a 600 ohm.
So cool.
Dial it in, then you read the chart down below. Boom. Then on the other side, you got your inductor color code as well. So, say it's yellow. Is that good? Yeah. And then that gives you. All right, there we go. Put the color code in. It gives you all the pertinent numbers down below. I don't understand it necessarily. And then it's got, you got the hole on it, so you can, I guess, put it right on the key ring. That's not going to work because it's just cardboard. That's going to last a day and a half. Got it in high school. Never lost it.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, this thing, Terry, going through resistors trying to find, I'm like, what? Because you're reading a schematic. Oh, get your 90 ohm resistor. I'm like, well, what the hell is a 90 ohm resistor? Oh, okay. So, I don't know. But it'd be something. Keep in mind the multiplier is off for modern resistors. Yeah, like you assume I bought any resistors since high school. No, somebody went into the parts room and might have done the claw apparatus, grabbed just a handful of components, and now they're all sitting in drawers. I got capacitors, LEDs, and resistors, and diodes, and before the internet. Exactly. Keith Campbell had a similar one issued in the Air Force. Cool.
Wow.
Yep. So, yeah. I don't know. Do we have anything else? This a reminder for those who tune into Canucks tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Lunchtime letdown show, as we call it. Because Doug has to go slow, turn right in the evening. So, yeah, he doesn't go fast, turn left. He goes slow and turns right. So, well, much to discuss. Oh, shenanigans and bull crap and yeah. Breakfast with Ben. There you go, Keith. Breakfast with Ben. I will probably still be drinking coffee and wearing pajamas.
Yep. God, I thought at one point in time you did do something like that.
Oh, I did. There's been a couple daytime shows where the sets just look like this, and Doug's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "I just woke up, so let's do this."
to picking the salt out of your eye?
He drives an ice resurfacer in the winter, an Olympia, I believe. I think they're still running Olympias. And then he cuts ball diamonds in the summer.
Bacon and eggs.
Doug's wife real? Mm-hmm. Just for the last lap. Yeah. Wait till we talk about the Saturday race too, Hip. Oof. Not a Zamboni. That's just a brand. That's like a Chevy. He doesn't drive a Chevy. He drives a Ford. Yes. An ice resurfacer. And he's NHL certified. Which means something. Like literally, he can register at any rink, like the way backup goaltenders register, like as dangerous puck stoppers, I guess, or something. I don't know. Just in case, we're out visiting Trev. Trev's like, come on out to the Canucks game because the Penguins are in town. Because I don't give a rat's ass, But he's a Penguins fan, so we got to make a reason, right? And Doug's like, all right. And while he's there, he's like, hey, if your driver here, during intermission keels over and has a heart attack, call a fella. Here's my number because I can finish the job. Got certification and stuff. They're like, oh, damn, okay. So, he can. You got to be certified to. I guess they're picky about their ice when they're professionals. Trev, something about fragile ankles and multi-million-dollar contracts. That's all I know. Right? So. He would definitely be CHL certified then. Yeah, I would think so. If he's NHL certified.
Yeah.
Bad weekend for Doug. So, on that note, I think that's all we got. Well, we'll give it. What's the soda pop this week, Ben? I don't know. I'll look. It's not that one.
Surprise.
I drank that one last night. That uploaded today. That's a guitar setup. That'll come out Friday. Could be that one. All right. So possibly a Mexican one. Looks like, yeah, Mexico. Oh, wow. I got to shoot some more of these. I had a whole bunch in the bank and apparently I only have 2 or 3 now. Yeah. Warritos, the cola people, but they're Mandarin orange.
Oh.
Nice. That sounds
good. Yeah, it's good. There's, I gave it away. It's good. Yeah, it's good. And then looks like Friday we're going to be setting up a Squire Stratocaster-shaped object. Next week's soda pop tasting, Stewart's Key Lime soda. Key Lime. So,
some kind of margarita-like flavor.
No. On that note, since it's Halloween, should we play out? I was going to do it during the show if the folks wanted. The music video that we played last night, did the folks enjoy it? Did you want to see it again? Because we can play it and then talk about it if you want. Or we'll just use it as the outro. For those who don't know, that's one of my old bands, that music that we used last night. So
I thought it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Kick ass.
Yeah, Trev was like, that's you? I'm like, yeah. And then off air, Michael B had commented, Terry, he is looking at the photos, right? And he goes, you're playing a lot of Lester Pulphus shaped objects. But the thing was, the way his earbuds were, he couldn't hear the music. I'm like, well, if you heard the music I was playing, because a lot of those photos line up with the music that I was playing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great. Go for it. Okay. So we'll do that. He's been Trev. That's been Terry. I've been Ben. Hold those doors open. Let Doug's wife heading in traffic. Happy Halloween.
Trick or
To
treat.
each other.
Happy Halloween.
Don't litter. And this song is Scream.
Why do you scream at me? Why do you think that it's free? It's not a choice.